Alright guys, so let's talk about how to actually mess around with and learn how to use the editor. So we're going to go into just one of these funnels. We're going to go to edit page. And once we're inside the editor, we can do a lot of stuff here. So there's 3 different types of colors, which is important to notice, right? There's the blue color, which is a row. So if we click here, we can add a new row. We can have, this one has 2 columns. We could have 1 column. Let's do a 2-column row, right? We could put like a picture here. Dang it, put a image here. For this one, there's all types of stuff: headline, subheadline, paragraph, bullet list, image pop-up, video, button, all different types of stuff: countdowns, icons, dividers, social share, right? Most of this stuff I don't even use. I mainly just use images, headlines, and videos and buttons. And the rest of it, I don't use particularly often, and you guys probably won't. You probably won't need to either. Countdown timers are pretty cool though. For example, we could come in here, change this one to a nice blue little timer. We could set it so it's always counting down from 14 minutes. You can have it redirect to another page. So like saying like like a webinar, for example, that counts down from 10 minutes and then automatically redirects to the next page, like the one that I shared with you guys. So if we save this, we can change this. The only picture that we have currently is this Kevin David one, but that's on white background. So we could put it here, right? We could drag it back to where it was. All different types of stuff you can do very, very easily. And then the settings for each individual element, you can find to the right over here, right? There's settings. You can add margin if you want to increase the margin like that, right? You can change the themes, right? You can add borders here. You can change the alignment, left, right, center. You can add a radius, all types of stuff. It's best to just play around, right? It's not possible to cover everything, but I can cover a lot of this stuff. For example, like buttons. If you wanted to change the text, you just go over to button text and I just click in it, right? It's all very self-explanatory. If I want subtext that says, hurry, this offer won't last long, I can do that. If I want to make the font bigger, I just make the font bigger in this font size. If I want to change the font family, I can change the font right there. Within the text editor, if we wanted to add more text, we can just add headline or subheadline. We can copy and paste this in here. If we want to bold things, there's a little editor right here. If we want to add a link, very, very easy. If we want that link to open in a new page rather than to open in the same window, we just click right here. And so, it's all very intuitive stuff, but you kind of just need to see someone, mess around with it and use it, kind of to understand exactly, how to make things work. So we're going to delete all of this stuff because we just don't really need it. So this is a row, right? If we want to add an element, it's the orange, right? So an element is, one small little part of a row here. See how this one's blue, has the blue outside? If we want to add more rows, we can do that like this. But if we want to add more elements within here, we come and hover over one element and we see the little orange plus sign that says add new element. And we can do that very easily like this. Again, hover over it. You can clone it. You can move it. All different types of stuff. Very, very easy. Drag and drop. Websites used to be so much more like just egregiously complicated back in the day. And if you've been around for a while, you understand how important and how amazing what ClickFunnels does for kind of the non-technical user that wants to create a large business that's very automated. And then last but not least, there is the green, right? So there's blue here, orange here, and then green is an actual section, right? So to add a section, you can do full width, wide, medium, or small. And you can also do my sections, which is like you can save like a template, for example, which I will show you guys how to do. You can templatize both sections and rows. So if we hover over the blue, we can see the save right here. And we can call this my row, which we will talk about in a second. But for this video, I just wanted to introduce the editor. Again, most of what you'll use is just images, videos, buttons, and text. And I've made $1 million funnels with only using those particular elements, right? And so if you want to edit the pop-up, you can show it. You can edit the settings, right? Again, it's still just drag and drop. your 2018 ClickFunnels cheat sheet, name, email address, I agree to the terms of service and privacy policy. And the reason that I included these is just for GDPR. If you don't know what GDPR is, go ahead and give it a Google search. It's just there's a little bit more stringent rules as far as opting in nowadays. And so that's pretty much it, guys. That is like the kind of basic tutorial of elements, right? The orange one that we saw right here, rows, which are the blue, and then sections, which are green, and contain rows, and elements are inside of those rows, right? So there's kind of 3 tiers of the editor, and that is your basic tutorial of how to use it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that, and let's get to the next.